anytime you get 15 tackles, you're running to the ball and you're getting off block. So excited about that and excited that Joe had a good performance.
How well do you think your defense did as a whole, being able to contain Cody, sack him 5 times?
You know, I think we played pretty well overall. There was a couple of run plays that we at times we were able to make too many yards on. But overall, I think we played pretty well.
But looking back to where you guys were at kind of the beginning of the season, now to be able to go up against this caliber of this caliber team, what does that say about this program?
You know, I think the number one thing it says is that Coach Helfrich does a tremendous job of teaching, and we all follow Coach Helfrich, and we're just every week our goal is to get a little better. And I think what we've done, in spite of some of the adversity, is we've continued to get better. I think that's what showed today.
What have you seen Springs first come?
Sorry, I don't mean it that way. I just, which one was it? I'm serious, because at the end of the game, there's a million things going on.
When he sacked Kessler, strip sack,
it was big. That was a big play because for a couple reasons. One, what a location, and also that their team was fighting back in the second half, and we're battling, and any turnover was going to be big. The fact that we were able to Arion to keep coming, because someone else came through inside and kind of got blocked. But Arion kept coming off the edge, and you can see it developing. And you're going, I hope we tackle him before the ball comes out. And Arion, it's nice when you bring a secondary guy because of the speed, they have a chance to close and get there. So that was a huge.
Was he coming the whole way, or was he just reacted to the ball being up?
No, he was coming up.
Don, did you see? It looked like on a lot of the deep balls, your guys were there. Charles broke one up. Arion broke a couple up. It seems like you guys were really able to keep Kessler from able to complete any of the deep ones. And even if he was on target, you guys were able to get in there and kind of break it up.
One of the goals for us was to keep leverage on those deep balls. We want to keep leverage on the edge for the runs, but we also need to keep leverage on the deep balls. And one of the things that SC does is they hit you with big plays, and so we try to make an emphasis. And I think for the most part, we did a pretty good job. I know there was one for a touchdown. And the bad news, we caught it. But the good news, there was 2 guys right there. We had a chance to make that play. We just didn't finish. So that was good news for us today.
John, to get precise.
Kessler throughout the day. It seems like several key moments you guys were able to kind of at least cause some discomfort for him. Jalen Jones getting a couple of sacks. What's also like your defensive line? How'd you feel about that?
We've been building, since we kind of went back 5 weeks ago and we kind of restarted our defense and went back to just doing one thing. And we've been slowly adding some different wrinkles and different packages. And today we added a few more. I think I know for a fact that a couple of those plays were some defensive calls that they probably weren't familiar with. But I think our kids have a comfort level now that we can actually do a little more. So I think that was good for the program from the standpoint of where we were to where we are now, and moving forward, hopefully we can sustain this and continue to have a few more.
You talk about those wrinkles. Is that going to continue to evolve as time goes on? Is that going to continue to evolve, adding more wrinkles as the players grasp this more this late in the season?
Yeah, at this point, we were probably operating on maybe half a playbook, or somewhere a third of it. And so, as we move forward, whatever the offense that we're facing calls for, we'd like to be able to dial in a couple of things. And we're going to keep our base defense, and we'd like to be able to dial in a couple of things. And if our kids can handle it, we will. If they can't, we won't. So it's a week-by-week decision.
Now, what's it mean to get CC and Robinson kind of back into your secondary? How did that help you guys?
You know what? The secondary has been fabulous this year from the standpoint of we have guys step up. And we've been beat up back there, and it was a blessing today because we had a couple guys still kind of beat up. But all of a sudden, Cisse comes back, and we're able to split some of the reps and get him some reps and get Reese some reps. And we're continuing to get better. So I think it's huge right now that we're getting guys back, and now the depth is better, and now obviously we can do a few more matchup things, we can pressure a little more. So it opens up the playbook a little bit when we have more experienced bodies.
Do you think the first game in this winning streak that you guys haven't had to go down to the final play essentially? How's your blood pressure doing after a relatively comfortable win like this one?
The blood pressure is the same until the horn goes off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stress level.
When did you know you were getting Chris Cisse back?
He's last couple weeks. It's been rumored he may be back, and this week he actually practiced. And when he actually practiced, and a couple days consecutively, then our confidence was, he's going to be able to go. The question for us was how much he's missed weeks. How much can he play? And that was kind of a feel thing, but I think he held up pretty well.
Do you think that he's going to be the starter cornerback going forward, as far as you're concerned?
Oh, I don't know. I think we're going to continue to evaluate guys. There's been a lot of players rotating, and within that rotation, a lot of guys have gotten better. I think we have to evaluate it. The competition here is good.
Okay.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah,
You talked about rallying to the football earlier this week. Mark said the same thing. How do you feel like your guys did in preventing the big play from becoming a huge play?
Overall, I think we rallied really well. There were a couple of runs that we should have played better. Then there was one play where the guy kind of fell forward, and they were pushing, and we weren't pushing back hard enough. But overall, I think pretty well. No, we gave up pretty well.
So it just seems like integrating Charles Nelson into the defense was kind of the moment when the defense started taking off. Why do you think that is?
It's a great question. I don't know if I can validate what you just said. If that was the moment, I think a lot of dynamics have been happening. I think when Charles was coming over at that time, we changed our defense. We went back to just playing one basic. We went into the games with just two basic defenses. I think that helped us restart what we were doing. I think Charles brought a real boost because of his ability to make plays. The first game he played, I think he had 12, 15 tackles in the Washington State game, and he was just learning. I think now he has a really good grasp of what we're doing. But I think it was a lot of things that came together for us at that time, and we really needed all those things to come together.
Will you watch Cal tonight? Cal Stanford?
I'm going to watch it until I fall asleep. I can't guarantee how much I'm going to see. I'm going to try, but a night of sleep, in particular with a short week coming up.
Right.
So I'll start off watching this.